Hello YouTube, this is an alcohol review of Buskers Irish Whiskey Single Pot Still. Alrighty. According to the label, it is 88.6 proof, 44.3 alcohol by volume, 750 ml bottle. Let's see. One of 3 different styles Busker produces, and probably handcrafted in Ireland. Single pot still, meaning that it has malted and unmalted barley in the mash bill, as well as done in those great big onion stills that you see in those pictures of distilleries in Ireland. And for it to be an Irish whiskey, I just learned this, it has to be 3 years aged somewhere in Ireland. So, there we go. It is, wow, fading in and out for you guys. But on my side of the camera, when it's not dimming and darkening as it is, think that'll work. All right. It is a caramel with heavy yellow in it. Do our swirl test. This is to determine how sweet it may possibly be, as well as help get the nose by putting solution up into the Glencairn glass. When you see people do the swirl, it's for multiple different reasons. Some accurate, some not so accurate. Alrighty. It tears up very nicely all over the place and fairly quick. Meaning it should have a fairly low residual sugar in solution. If it has a high, it's pretty sticky, it takes a while. If it's low and it runs down quickly, means there's a lot of low sugar, so theoretically should be not so sweet. Also should have a light mouthfeel. Irish whiskey, in my particular opinion and experience, has it where a lot of it is a very light mouthfeel. It's a nice summertime sipper because it's a very short hang time of flavor on the palate and very, well, light. It's not syrupy. Phenomenal nose. Absolutely a phenomenal nose. And a strong nose. Which, from my experience, Irish whiskeys have a very light nose because there's not a whole lot there. In this case, yep, it is standing up and delivering on the aromatics. I get lemon. I get caramel. Some smokiness in there. Very fruity, very nice. So the hope is that there'll be a lot of fruity flavors and caramel flavors. Light on the tongue. Short hang time. That is the hope. Or at least from our observations. Let's see if it's true. Don't worry, I do that all the time. But it has a frightening harsh burn to it. Not so much of a bite, but a very strong burn. Comes on gentle. And then when you're not expecting it, it just grows into a fire. Enough for the fire department to show up. But seriously, yeah, when am I ever serious? So, it just comes, just envelops your tongue. It's very peppery. And a little heavy on the mouth. Heavier than what I would have expected by the visualization of the swirl. It's a little bit heavier than what you're expecting. So it's a bit deceiving on that level. There is some sweetness there, but not a whole heck of a lot. But there's a lot of pepper, a lot of black pepper. Bit of a caramel, some fruit notes, but it's a flip of what you're getting in the nose, where the fruit comes out forward, then comes the caramel, and hidden oakiness, it flips it. Harsh oakiness, lots of pepper, okay on the caramel, and all the fruit notes will just disappear in the background. And that fiery just washes over. Not quite upsetting enough, not quite disturbing, but enough to make you well aware that it is there, and it is going to be really up to the drinker's opinion whether this is a good thing or not. If you like your black pepper, you'll probably love it. If you're not so much of a black pepper fan, such as myself, it'll be up to you whether or not this is worth continuing sipping throughout the evening. As for what to do with it, I can see this. Once you get that burn gone, it becomes much more manageable. And I can see this as a single sipper summertime. Even though the hang time's a little on the long, it's still a good Irish whiskey, that's good summer sipper. If you don't have the patience for that, or it's not that time of year, definitely good in a cocktail. I've had this with various sodas, and it goes quite nicely with them. So it is a very nice cocktail, alcohol. But since summertime, it's an okay sipper. With ice and things along that line, it would take the edges off, because ice tends to do that, but ice also tends to wipe away a lot of the flavors. And the thing is, you can get various flavors out of this, and I'm afraid the ice may meld them together and turn them into a bit of a mush, more so than what you would want in your flavor palette. But like I said, that initial burn is quite disturbing, so be warned about that, and maybe the ice will take care of that, but the damage it will create to get rid of that fire may not make the ice worth having it in your glass. So like I said, keep that in mind. See, when I had this the first time, that fire will not go away. Now having it again, knowing it's there, it's pretty much keeping itself at bay. That initial came on hard, but now there's not much of a fire, but there's a lot of black pepper. My wife gave it a try, and she was not pleased. Felt that it was too much of a burn, too much of an alcohol flavoring to it. So those who are on that line, obviously it may not be worth their time or effort. The rest of us, it's a matter of whether you like black pepper. I guess that's the going theme of this review. Black pepper, black pepper, black pepper, and fiery. Not like cinnamon fiery, but chemical burn on your tongue. Like I said, as it goes along, it does get better and it does start to fade out, leaving you with, what do you know, black pepper. Try it. See what you guys think. This is Buskers Single Pot Still Irish Whiskey. Any reviews about, or any views about this, typed down below, warmly accepted as always. Or better yet, go out, buy it, and try it yourself. And go onto YouTube and let the rest of us in the YouTube spirits community know your thoughts about Buskers Single Pot Still Irish Whiskey. And see whether you think it is that fire is too much, or maybe that fire is just right. Hell, for all I know, you may not get the fire at all. Maybe you love the black pepper. Maybe you're not going to get the black pepper. Let us, on the YouTube Spirits Meeting, know your thoughts. And until next time, keep on drinking.